Modern Male Radio with Jared Zavostosky, right here on LA Talk Radio.
What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Jared Zavostosky, and you're listening to Modern Male Radio. This is all the stuff your mama should have told you and the stuff your daddy never knew. And joining me tonight, we have some special guests, back for a second time, but kind of not really a second time. Allison Steinberg. We have Maxim model, Kaylee Marie. And we have Sarah Chapman back again. I can't shake her. She's like,
hi.
She just tagged
Hi,
along.
everybody.
It's like a tapeworm.
I'm here.
Yeah, I need some antibiotics. Cool. Well, it's glad to have you guys. I'm glad to have you guys on the show. We're going to be talking about some interesting stuff today, guys. We're going to be talking about pheromones and innately attractive qualities within the sexes, and how those are changing throughout society. Because I think today you could say that things that were innately attractive in the past are not so innately attractive anymore, and it's weird because we are changing as a society. And I've noticed that the masculine typical male isn't actually what a lot of girls go for. They go for kind of a more in the middle feminine.
Yeah, I'm not so much into the guys that do the whole peacocking thing. What about you ladies? I'm just like, if somebody's puffing it up like that, they might as well be at the zoo.
Have you seen my chest lately?
No, I have
I
not.
worked it out yesterday.
Really?
It's pretty big.
Do you have more veins?
You don't like my chest? Hold on.
Actually, Jared's doing really well working out lately.
Yeah.
He's become somewhat obsessive about it, but I believe it's because we always talk about it now, so it's
just because I ate like shit for like 28 years, and then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I should probably start watching this. No more pizza every day.
No, you're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you props for that. So
like I'm back on like my original diet, like my pre, whatever. Cool. So it's good to have you guys on the show. This is exciting. We met you. You filmed with Babe Method. Maxim model, you just, what was the competition you were just up in Canada for?
There was a Las Vegas International Model Search.
Okay.
Yeah, in Vegas, and then just went back to Canada
for
a little vacation.
Yeah, I've never seen so many hot girls in one room. I'm like, who cooked that idea up? Genius. It's one of those billionaires like, I want to run a beauty pageant. We know what Trump was thinking.
Yeah.
Right. Very, very smart. And Allison, you're a hairstylist, makeup artist.
Yes.
Still killing it. Your hair is a little shorter than the last time I saw you.
It is. Yeah, I just cut it today, actually.
It looks good. I love it.
Thank you.
It's like, I'm going to go with the punk rock look. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to fucking show everybody. I have attitude. I can rock this short hair. What's up now, guys?
No, it's really hard to get that exact color. Everybody wants it now.
I know.
There's like the silver fox and then the like purple silver. Like it's
hard. And especially because it washes out so fast. Like the second it's in, it's out just fast. And it's like maintaining it is just
and I bet you're like a huge Olaplex fan, right?
Oh my God,
yeah.
It's a lifesaver.
I just recently was turned on to
Olaplex.
Olaplex.
It, like 3 years ago.
Seriously, I'd have like way more of my own hair than
like
whoever this lucky bitch was in Sweden who cut her hair off for me. Thanks, whoever you are. But Olaplex is a lifesaver.
It is.
Had Jared stayed blonde, we would have Olaplexed his head. But
yes.
Yeah.
no one's seen you brunette yet.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back. It's crazy the response I got. The first time I dyed my hair blonde, my mom asked me if I was coming out of the closet. That was when I was like 22. And then this time around, I dyed it, and like I think people liked me too much to like state their opinion. Like everybody, I don't know what it is, but like nobody actually came out and said it.
Ego talking.
They would just be like, hey, so I don't know how to tread on this, but like, or maybe I'm less of an asshole now, so people are less of an asshole back.
It's possible.
But yeah, I got very, very like soft feedback. Like my mom was like, I think that. I like you better as a brunette. Everybody was like,
You know what I think? Honestly,
I
think when you're blonde, but you're not really blonde, you have sort of like a harder look that comes across. Some people are like, oh, blonde is so friendly. And it's so, but for people that are naturally brunette that go blonde like me, it's not. It comes across as a very hard look. So people kind of back off. Which is what I was talking about the filter. So I think that's what happened with you too. Mm-hmm. Did my eye twitch yet, by the way? I have an eye twitch.
No. I was stuck on the whole setup with hard look thing because I had a comeback for that one. But I don't want to make this entire show me, Jared Bastard Sarah. So
that's good. That's good.
Trying to be polite and gentlemanly. Although Modern Male, we are taking on a slightly different angle with branding, and we are going to be putting stuff out there that's more relevant to kind of the way that I meant this in the beginning. I think Modern Male has gotten slightly off course because it was never originally meant to be suit and tie, proper gentleman, shishi. It was supposed to be like, the guy in the suit who could rip it off and also go to like, a hoedown or something, and get
A hoedown?
Yeah, and get funky with it. Like that's
A
modern male
hoedown.
is an adaptive male. It's a person in modern society who is able to adapt and kind of relate to the environment. And I don't feel like you should just go in there and be this, beacon of like, fucking stricture and morality and, this is what I stand for and everybody should fall to the wind. It's like, we don't live in that society anymore. We don't live in a society where you can just stand up and be like, I'm like this, therefore you should conform. And it's funny because a lot of the feedback that we got early about the modern male movement was very like, what, you think I'm going to fucking be like you? And I'm like, no, but I mean, like, the way to be like me is to kind of be of a mindset that you would be like any situational circumstance that you were in, you would kind of adapt and be more like that thing. You would be more open. So yeah, I mean, kind of like, yeah, be like me.
Yeah, I knew it was kind of circling back to that, but I just sort of let him talk it out.
I was really, really trying not to sound like a douche just now. And I was like, oh God, it's going to happen. And I'm like, no. Like, no. I feel like I was like walking this tightrope of like, oh, don't say that. It's douche.
Like people say like diarrhea of the mouth. It's like douche of the mouth. Like you can feel the douche coming. There's nothing you can do about it.
Well,
so
and
just
that's
be
the other
douchey.
thing is we've been doing so many side projects
So
where I've had to
many.
play these characters, and we're going to be releasing a lot of these soon. But we've had these side projects where I have to play these complete fucking utter assholes.
They're pretty bad.
And it's interesting because like it kind of rubs off, and I find that I'll be walking around and yeah. So let's get to you guys because we didn't bring you here to just sit there and look pretty while we talk. You have a nursing degree, correct?
Actually studying medicine right now.
Okay.
For my MD, hoping to be a physician eventually.
So did you come to any conclusion about the pheromones? Because we had a doctor on here once, and she swears up and down that pheromones are a myth.
I'm not actually a doctor yet, so I can't really answer that question, but I'm going to actually research that now after this show. But
It's okay. She was a little.
yeah. But
But-
in terms of the innate qualities that I think are important would be how somebody holds themselves, their overall energy, things
So
like that.
talking
rather
about
than-
like what's really attractive to us.
rather
Mhm.
than what you're saying about the puffing of the chest.
Right.
I think it's definitely an energy, how you hold yourself, a style.
So what do you think that energy is when a guy's like, so like it's a very aggressive energy. It's a very closed off energy. It's a very.
I just say it's insecure, and then they have to overcompensate with the douche.
Mhm.
That's like that. And then
I
if you're
agree.
confident, it's completely different because it comes across as genuine, and you're not like this.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like just like normal.
I know it's
Maybe.
weird though because sometimes I feel like when they are genuine, we perceive it as creepy sometimes, even though it's like that's what we want.
Yep.
But sometimes it's like the douche wins. So
Yep.
it's kind of weird how it works that way.
It is weird. There are a lot of guys that'll just be themselves and they're nice, but then they're like too silly.
Yeah.
And they'll do things that are like kind of stupid, but that's what we want. We don't want them to
I
be
know.
like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But then we do. It's confusing.
It's hard to find the right balance.
It is.
I'm glad this is coming from you guys' lips.
I mean, as opposed to what? The walls over here? Because you've got us here.
No, it's great. It's great. It's great when you don't have to actually like pull an answer out of a girl and be like, so how do you da. But to hear that, like, it's like this ever flowing, constant flux thing, and there's never any like resolution. And that's kind of where the male female differ. Is men are very about resolution. We want A's, B's, C's. We want to win. We want math. We want fucking something that comes to a conclusion. When we play games to win, whereas women play games to play. And they want to be in that moment, and they don't really want that conclusion. They're there, and it's funny because they're always in flux, whereas a man wants some kind of definitive end to what's going on.
Let's talk about this in terms of like social media, because I find this interesting. Like I told you I have a girlfriend and she does this DAG thing that has caught on like wildfire. It's a daily attention goal. We'll post these pictures and we're like, let's see who's going to notice it, right? So what we do as women, like we'll post these memes and these like emotionally, driven things. And guys will like add bitches or delete bitches or things like that. Like there's a very different personality dynamic for our attention getting on social media with games.
It's so interesting to me, the differences between the male and female brain.
Mhm.
Did study that so far. It's interesting that the hypothalamus is so different in males, females, even in homosexuals. The hypothalamus is just different. I like to call it the president of the hormone system, and it's just between those three groups, it's like quite different. So.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. I know that they did a study on brain shape. That's in the book. It might have been the hypothalamus, but I don't know specifically. if that was the indication to the homosexual factor, but that could also be, that's great. I didn't know that. So yeah, it could all boil down to a hormone thing, and then which ties us into pheromones. I've actually bought pheromones online and used them, and I actually reached out to them to sponsor this, and they're like, oh, we do very specific, and I'm like, yeah, well, that's why you're still, in magazines that were published like a decade ago. I'm surprised the company was still in operation, but
we should make happy how do you even say the freaking word?
Happy hypothalamus.
Happy hypothalamus. I eat these chocolates, happy hippos, and I was just thinking of all the variations you could do. And especially for women, like we love chocolate, right? It's like it's an aphrodisiac. So why don't we make happy hypothalamus?
Which, I mean, those happy hippos are
idea.
freaking amazing. They're the best chocolate candies I've ever.
Or, yeah, the happy hour hippo or whatever I was coming up with yesterday. It's always something.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. But back to male, female,
yes.
Innate sexuality, stuff that is innately attractive. It's funny because, yes, everything is based off of your hormones or whatever. The amount of testosterone you have dictates your attitude, how much muscle you build. And I've seen people that have supplemented with that, went a little fucking off the radar. What's up, bro? And you're like, oh shit, you're definitely lifting now, aren't you? Like, yeah, you're fucking lifting too. I'm like, oh, you're on steroids. Okay.
Lifting some steroids.
Yeah.
Lifting.
And I'm sure you've dealt with men who were, you've met men, I'm sure, who are incredibly feminine or incredibly over masculine. And their features generally are kind of indicative of that. What is it? The more ripped they are, the more testosterone they have. The less ripped they are, the more kind of estrogen. They start to grow titties and stuff like that.
And they start to grow titties.
Well, and they even like the deepening of their voice, the way they carry themselves, their presence. But we're actually moving to a society right now where men are making less testosterone, and it's kind of like scientifically it's evolved out. And then we also have, the fact that women's attraction to testosterone is changing. So we're seeing less testosterone in men. We're seeing an acceptance of that with the female community. They're being like, okay, cool. Well, I like guys like you said. You like guys that are, no accessories, but kind of musician, right? What was that? Yeah. Let's hear it.
I mean, my ideal type is a musician, but minimal accessories. Because I think accessories are just, not necessary. And
that's why I only wore a watch today.
Thank you. I appreciate that. No, I don't know. I just think they're kind of stupid.
Okay.
I'm not a fan.
Accessories.
Yes, accessories.
I thought we were talking about men.
Oh.
Yeah. So what kind of guys do you go for? Musicians.
Okay, musicians. I like muscular, tall, scruff, but no beard. Well kept, but still kind of edgy.
So you like men.
Yeah.
Okay. And you? What kind of guys do you go for?
I think I have a weakness for spiritual boys, and I also like fitness. So those are my top two. And somebody who is very self-aware, but not in the terms of self-conscious, more in the terms of self-reflective.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. Mm-hmm. See, guys, this is how you get pretty girls. No, so a Bible thumping gym rat who is who is not egotistical, but aware of where egotistical could be. In a nutshell.
You could put it that way.
Wait, I mean, does Bible thumping count, or when you say spiritual,
I'm pretty open-minded on that concept. Just because I've traveled quite a bit,
mm-hmm.
so especially going to school in the Caribbean, you had all sorts of cultures and religions around. So.
Going to the Caribbean, man.
Yeah.
Down by the beach. Yeah, I want to go there someday. That'd be fun. What did you learn over there? I mean, like you were probably like, I don't want to be racially stereotypical, but you're probably like the only white girl there. Right?
The school
do you see this guy over here?
The school itself was mostly Americans, actually. So it makes it nice here in California because a lot of my friends from there are now here. So
cool. Yeah, it's just like, you know what was it? I was something the other day. It was like if you tilted the America, all the loose change would fall in LA. Like that's kind of like we just collect things. So yeah, everybody ends up here. It's like people from New York, people like from all over. It's very, and you kind of like, I don't know if you rarely hear that with other places, but it's not like I have people from Seattle going, yeah, dude, everybody's fucking immigrating up here. It's awesome. It's like LA is kind of like the.
It's a melting pot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I was refraining from calling it the lint collector, but then we'd all be lint.
It's the naval, whatever, lint guy. No
Fair
clue
enough.
where we're going with
Okay.
this.
Yeah. So back to guys we like. Sarah, what's your type?
I don't really have a type because I don't know. I've had so many of the same type that now I'm just sort of reeling from that. Personality matters the most. We'll say that much.
He's got to be funny.
He's got to be funny.
He's got to have a good personality.
He's got to be kind and also have an edge.
Shit, I'm out.
He's got to have an edge to him. Yeah. Looks are not at the top of the list. He can have a Buddha belly, like I said. I'm just going to stroke that little Buddha belly. Stroke a Buddha belly. There's one for your warm-up.
She just gave all
Buddha
the
belly,
fat guys
belly.
in the world hope right now. And you know what's funny is I
not
just saw a
fat.
post on this.
Be healthy.
I saw a post, and I mean I've been saying this for years, but there were all these different body types, and there was like 1% body fat, and there was like 5 to 10%.
Yeah, that guy's not on my list.
And it goes all the way down, and like most of the girls went right in the middle to the guy that was like almost ripped to like a little bit of extra.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, and it's funny because I wanted to actually replicate. I might actually do that, replicate the chart, and do kind of the same thing with like a girl, and be like, okay, so female bodybuilder up here, that's the 1%. And you go down, and it's like when you finally hit that medium pocket, it's like, yeah, that's the equivalent of that, and an opposite. Most girls don't care too much about weight in men. I don't know. Do you?
I don't.
So like, would you date a guy with man tits?
No.
What if they were little man tits?
Probably not.
No?
It's all about how they hold themselves, right?
Yeah, what if he was like a super badass?
Then yeah.
What if he was like a secret agent with man tits?
He's going to find the man tit loophole here. He's going for it.
Just saying.
I mean, what if it's like a double A bra? Like just a little one. Just a little support.
I guess it would depend, but
Would you hold his hand during surgery? I mean, would you at least do that? Be like, hey, look, I like you, but those got to go. So we're going to go take care of this
I'd
guy.
be like,
There's
hey,
always
can
a
I have
fix.
some of those? Can I just
Donate
do
to
a
a good
transfer? Yeah.
Yeah, no more guy
That
now.
would be the strangest thing ever.
that would be
That's actually a fucking genius idea.
It's actually kind of fucking genius.
Why don't we
What
do
man
a
wants to
national...
donate his tits to me? Did I just say
yeah,
that?
that could be
I'm pretty sure I
awesome.
just said that.
Awesome. We could definitely make that work.
I was just kidding.
What are some other innately masculine features? I mean, obviously, like the number one thing is how somebody carries themselves, because it kind of outweighs everything else. It doesn't make up for. It's funny because I talk about this in the beginning of my book, and the goal with Modern Male Radio is to get guys kind of at 100% in every different category. And a lot of people go, well, that doesn't matter. Like I had somebody on my social media the other day go, I'm like, what was it? It was a post about clothes, and they're like, I don't care as long as he's got a heart of gold. And I'm like, well, why can't you have both? Like, why can't a guy have a heart of gold and also be fucking, irresistibly good looking? Why can't he do
Right, 'cause he's
the
not you.
outside and the inside?
He's not you, so it's okay.
I'm not talking
Look
about.
over it.
I'm not talking about like specific looks.
I
I'm
know.
talking about just tailored up. He's not a slob. He cares about how he looks. He's in shape. He takes care of his mind.
Yeah,
his
there's
body,
no excuse
his,
for why he couldn't be. I was just trying to give him an out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah. People
excuse.
use that all the time. They're like, oh, it must be nice being fucking good looking. That's actually how this whole book started.
Yeah.
The whole book and radio show started because somebody was like, said that I got girls because I was good looking, and I was like, nope. I know plenty of good looking guys who strike out, and I do too. I have, at least in the past. Now, 90% of the struggle is actually when you hit on a girl to convince her that you're not a douchebag or a tool or some form of something that she would immediately judge you on. So you you lead with definitely a completely different approach. What's the best? Give me the best and worst time a guy's ever hit on you. Like the absolute best pickup line, the best way somebody's ever hit on you, and then give me like the worst, like the absolute worst.
I'd have to say one time I was out in Chicago this summer with my best friend Bonnie, and this guy just like comes up to us and he asked us, would you like some of my sandwich? And that's all he said. But it was his, just the way he was carrying himself towards us. We have this hilarious YouTube video with a much better voice, so I'll have to show you that one time.
So that was the best.
Where
That was the best.
that
pickup.
was-
was
I
the
love
worst.
sandwiches.
Oh,
That was
okay.
the worst. Sorry, I went wrong order,
Oh.
but I'd say that was the very worst. And I'd say the best is always the most subtle, in my opinion, and just like something that's not forced.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you?
I've just had too many bad ones to even.
Oh, then go through those, please.
I don't know. It's I. There have just been so many occasions.
Have you had anyone moo at you? Am I alone in this animal noise making
I've been hissed
problem?
at.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? That's a thing?
The animal noise making hit on is real, and it needs to
Wow.
freaking stop.
Okay, guys, you heard it here first. No more mooing
It
at
needs
Sarah.
to stop. I don't care if you're a cow, if you're a cat, if you're just not a
Or
whistler
a
either.
snake, anything.
None of that. Go back to
Okay,
the
so
zoo.
back to bad dates. Come on, give me
Okay,
bad
I
pickups.
thought of a good one. Someone, a celebrity, but I won't say who, was driving by, stopped the vehicle, moving vehicle. I was walking across the street, stopped the vehicle, got out of the car, and tried to put me in. Just didn't even say anything. He said, "You're coming with me." Like almost tried to kidnap me. I'm not kidding.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a little scary.
Was this okay? So it wasn't somebody that you would have been like, oh, that celebrity.
Absolutely not.
Sounds like an ugly celebrity.
Yeah, scary.
Oh boy.
And the best?
The best, oh, I don't know. I can't really say there was a best, but I guess just, every time they're honest and genuine, like if it's something that, like a mutual connection or something, just, maybe a compliment or something. I don't know.
And par for honesty. Yeah, that's a good point. You mentioned subtlety. You're mentioning honesty and genuineness. Men sometimes get intimidated. They hurl their compliments, and they'll be like, "Hey, I think you're really pretty," or they'll say something completely douchey or sleazy. They act entitled. There's a very fine line there. And then sometimes, I've used this 100 times, and it's always worked for me, to just kind of like walk up and admit exactly how you're feeling, to be honest and genuine in the moment. Be like, you know what? I didn't realize how pretty you were, and I came over here to hit on you, but now I'm a little nervous. So would it be okay if I bought you a drink? Would you like to come get a drink with me? And then I'll hit on you, I promise. Or I'll walk up to a girl and be like, hey, do you have a second? I'd like to hit on you. Is that okay? And then, it takes them, they're like, what? And I'm like, no, seriously, like, I'm going to hit on you, and it's going to be, like, super charming. Like, you're going to love it. Like, 2 seconds. But just, would you like a drink while I kind of, collect my thoughts and get all ready to lay it on you?
I could totally see him doing this too.
I've done that 100 times. It works
So
better
totally
than
see him doing it.
anything you could ever say. Because, like, you walk up and it's like, hey.
You?
Yep.
And that's charming, though. That sounds nice. And I think affirmations, compliments, those are totally cool, too. I guess by subtle, I mean just the pace of it.
Affirmations. So I'm going to walk up and be like, you're so beautiful, you're going home with me tonight. You're so beautiful, you're going home with me.
See, it's all about, like, the energy and the pace.
Just give it out to the universe. Definitely fucking you tonight. Definitely fucking you. Thank you.
Subtle.
That's
Subtle pacing.
So subtle.
Right there. Super subtle.
So that's how that works. What about you, Sarah?
If a guy drops some Flores Oath at me, that's going to be the best.
Oh, speaking
best
of
way
which,
doing
let's
it.
throw those up. You can find the just grab the flowers and be like, hey. There you go. Yeah.
That was subtle, by the way, was it not? You're welcome.
That was smooth.
You're welcome.
And
So smooth.
yeah, so you can find these at Flores Oath. We have Eternal Roses over
gonna
here.
pretend I have some
They don't
tonight.
die. These ones, I guess they keep for a very, very long time. Again, you can find them at floresoath.com. You can find them on Instagram at Flores Oath. You can find them pretty much anywhere on my social media.
You can find them in
But-
my apartment, too, but you're not getting them.
And it's crazy because they're actually they're not as expensive as you would think. They're definitely they're mid-range. I think that the guys think that they're more expensive than they are. But they have stuff on that menu you can get for like $2,000, But it's
Wow,
like,
yeah.
but have you ever gotten an entire box full of flowers the size of this table? Yeah, probably not. So you go anywhere to try and get that, it's gonna run you a bill, They have gold-plated stuff. They have stuff that never dies. They have this really cool crystal collection coming out, like crystal roses. They're fucking awesome. So cool. You guys can put those down. Flores Oath always hooks our girls up. Again, you can find them at Flores Oath. So back to tragedy within the dating community.
Tragedy. Just don't scratch your ear at a table and bleed in front of me.
Yeah, that bleeding one's like that's like your go-to.
It's a pretty good one. As far as being epically bad, yeah.
Okay. So what's the
Don't
best?
date rape me.
What's
Don't
the
moo at me.
best one you've ever had?
The best one, I don't know. I'm as genuine and as honest as as you're saying you like, and it's just if you're gonna be douchey and peacocky, it's not gonna work. So just honest. I don't have the best. Really
Well,
don't have the
douchey and
best.
peacocky is the more the overcompensation. People that don't really feel secure about themselves, or they're kind of impressed with themselves. Like, I didn't know I could do that. Because I'm the fucking shit. And then they start to kind of fall in love with this, with the accidental. It's like when people tap into the universe and they write a great song, and they have no idea where it came from. you become a douche when you start to take credit for that. You're like, I'm just a genius, you know, da 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 da. It's like, and the opposite of that is like, dude, I have no idea. I'm just humbled and grateful to have that, you know, that moment where that came. And that's that difference with anything in life. I think a lot of it has to do with how you take credit for something, and you know, whether it's meant that way or jokingly. And the more you kind of feel like you're responsible for everything, and like the more egotistical and nothing's more disgusting than an ego, because it's like you're dating two people. It's like there's you and then there's your ego. Like,
so I'll add something a little bit more personal, because you know I actually hate this topic, so I'm just kind of like no this and that, but. Okay, so if a guy is going to really impress me, like on a first date, ask me out to do something, it's not going to be something that I see as ego-driven. It's not going to be the best restaurant. It's not going to be valet here or there. It's going to be like, we're going to go brown bagging in a parking lot, or we're going to go watch a sunset, or we're going to do something that doesn't cost anything except our time and our quality interaction.
Take her to Wiener Schnitzel. That's great.
Yeah, take me to Wiener Schnitzel, because I can get some sprinkles on my sundae. It's probably $1.99. It's a good time.
I've been on.
Put me in a shopping cart and just push me down the street. That's a good time.
I've been on a crap ton of bad dates. But like, I don't know, one of the worst ones. It wasn't bad in like your atypical, like that was hilarious way. But it was this young girl. She had just moved here. She was from like Sweden or something. And
I probably have her hair. Thank you.
She was like, I think I was like 22 at the time. She was maybe 21. No, I was like 24. I think she was like 20. So I took her out to Katsuya in Hollywood, you know, and we're sitting there, and like first fucking, I mean, I pull up in my Corvette, and she's like, oh my God, this car's so fucking loud. She's like, it's annoying as shit. I almost threw her out of the car. But, you know, we drove a block down to Katsuya, and I end up, I get her out, and she's sitting there, and she's kind of unraveling that she has discovered how to kind of bait men and use them for their money. And
that's attractive.
Yeah, and she's like,
Swoon.
but it's like new to her. So she's like, she kind of doesn't really understand what she's saying, but like she's drawing it out. She's like, yeah, and you know, I can just do this and da da da, and he'll pay me for this, and you know, I don't even have to fuck him and da da da, and like, but the way she was saying it, it was like innocently, it was like a tiger discovering its claws, and I was like,
and sharing them with you to get your reaction. Why?
No, I don't even think. I think she was so oblivious to the disgusting, like the verbal diarrhea that was coming out of her mouth, that she was literally just like sharing it because it was like fucking stream of consciousness.
She's probably nervous. She's probably really nervous.
I doubt it. I doubt it. I mean, because I didn't get like. I mean, I took her home. I was like, "Yep, see ya." For the rest of it, it was like, "Peace out." A, you insulted my fucking baby, my Corvette. It's my baby. And then B, you know, nobody talks shit about my car. Okay.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for showing up.
And then obviously, like the best dates are, you know, they're not dates where anybody else planned them. They're dates that I planned. But like, I absolutely love when I fall in love with somebody and I just like they become my world, and I love getting to know them and then finding really, really interesting things that are unique just to them. Like I never take a girl on the same date twice. I never, never take a girl to the same place twice. I don't believe in it. I love the creativity of coming up with shit on the fly or planning good stuff. So, you know, best dates, like, I mean, Disneyland's always a great one. That was one of my worst ones too. I've had a great date at Disneyland and a really, really bad one.
But wait, didn't you just say you never take the same girl on the same date? That's 2 trips to Disneyland. I found a flaw in
I
that.
was already dating the one, and it was kind of like her date, so like she took me to Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
And then the other one, I didn't realize.
That didn't count then.
Oh, no, technically, no. So technically the second time we went to California Adventure, and the first one we went to Disneyland.
All right.
So boom.
Okay.
There we go.
What, you didn't get the park hopper?
No, we did not get the park hopper.
I don't even know what that is. What is it?
We didn't really even do shit in the park. Like, we literally just went in there and drank. It was like the most expensive date. Like,
for
we
sure.
just paid to get in the park to go drink at the one bar that, you know, costs $20 a drink. And then the aftermath is way too inappropriate to be talking about on the show. But
I find that hard to believe,
she
however.
pulls out her phone, like literally, we just started. Like, we're in the moment. And, you know, we ended up getting a place around there. And I'm right there. And she, like, pulls out her phone and starts texting her friend, who apparently was, like, on the way. And I was like...
She's texting her friend while you guys are in the middle of it?
Yeah, and she was like, hold on. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
A new way to be sexting.
Yeah, it was horrible. So, needless to say...
I could see myself doing that with Beanie, though. I'd do that with Beanie.
Yeah, no, I just got up and left. I was like, all right, well, later. Like, this is not going to work. Let's see. I've been on... Yeah, I've had some experiences, some bad ones.
That was just an hashtag.
Yeah. Well, we have to save stuff for other shows, so I won't talk about all that right now.
Right.
How are you guys finding? Are you guys both single right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I love having a bunch of beautiful single girls on the show. This is awesome. I'm just like, hey, how are you doing? What are we doing later? You guys want to get a drink?
Oh man.
Nothing. Oh, I can't even pull it off. Okay, so back to innately. Is there anything that you think you guys find innately attractive that you might consider specific to you?
The fuck kind of question is that?
Like, some people find things attractive, like a gap in people's teeth, or like an overbite or an underbite, or a certain kind of nose, or like if somebody's cross-eyed. Like, I honestly think that when girls are like just slightly cross-eyed, it's fucking hot as shit. Like when she's got like that little.
So maybe this whole eye twitch thing is good. It's good for me, right? It's like, you got an eye twitch, and I'm like,
It's
oh no, just don't look at my eyes. But quirks, like quirks that you would think.
Yeah,
that other
quirks
people
are more
might
of a
not think.
personality thing. But there are some things that about like, I don't know, like you could like it when a guy puts mascara on that could just like fucking do you in, or you could hate it.
I don't like that.
You could
Mascara? No. No.
Like, are there any specific features?
I think for me is like a lot of the time most girls prefer shorter hair, and I don't mind if it's short, long, anything like that.
Yeah, but specifically, like, what's something that just like gets you? You're just like, oh,
I
God.
kind of like graying hair.
Yeah. Okay.
Like salt and peppery. But I feel like a lot of guys who are gray early are like a little self-conscious about it, but I find it attractive.
That is decent. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
I've actually, I've gotten that from a lot of girls. They're like, just the second that you start getting salt and pepper, it's gonna be complete. And I was like, thank you for telling me that you like want me to get older. So anybody specific? No.
What about you, Jared? Give us some of yours.
Oh shit. Okay. So specifically, got the little cross-eyed thing. Hygiene's like huge, like good hygiene. I like Latin girls, and I like Latin girls who are also cross-eyed. Hi, Karen. I think that imperfect teeth are kind of cute. And there's some sort of imperfection there. I like. I'm actually more dominantly attracted to brown eyes. I like. There's a certain kind of hair that I even like when it comes to a girl. If it's got some body to it, kind of naturally. And the way she walks, it's definitely a big one. Like, I mean, we can name this down specifics, even the way that she like holds herself when she sits. There's so many different little things. Sure. The way she interacts and internalizes things. If you say something to a girl and you see her react, the more emotionally, the better. Not in like a bad way, not like a freaky, like, but like you see her internalize it, and if it's good, it's like she's kind of immediately like I love that. And then if it's bad, she's like immediately gets mad, like that kind of. Like
Sounds
it's
like passion that you're talking about.
It's exciting. They have a little Richter scale, and you find that a lot in Latin girls as well. That
the Latin heat.
That fire. Yeah. So I'm sorry, like I'm on a show with a bunch of white chicks, and I'm like, yeah, I like Latin girls. Everybody's like,
I'm only white from the waist up, and I don't know what happened to the backside, but something did.
Yeah, fair enough. Your mama was definitely cheating.
She'll tell me at some point. She'll tell me. I'm still waiting to hear. Well, she'll tell me what happened, for reals.
But I mean, I've dated.
I'm like, I love you, Dad.
Every race and stuff. I don't know, and types change, but specifically, there are a whole bunch of little different things. Is there anything for you, Sarah?
No. I change all the time. I can't really say. I'm not a hard liner to begin with. I can't stand it. Like to just be like, I'm this way and this is this forever. Nope. It's gonna change tomorrow, just like it's gonna change in 5 minutes.
So basically what Sarah's saying is that her emotional anchoring mechanisms are free and open to be bamboozled.
Bamboozled? No. Manipulated in a good way, maybe.
That's
possibly.
what bamboozled means.
I don't really know what are you doing, Tarzan?
It's like surprised and manipulated.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like surprised. It's like a flashbang.
Possibly.
Yeah. Okay. So
all I heard was bamboozled and flashbanged. I'm just like, okay.
It's like a flashbang grenade, not like a
bamboozle me.
Not like a flashbang Sarah style, which I'm sure has. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so anyways, back to you guys. Is there anything specifically that you guys have noticed about men that you guys would like to tell our listeners or viewers out there? Like, hey, guys, could you stop doing this? Do you guys have one of those?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
I know there's a lot, but let me think. I guess number one would probably be lying.
Yeah, can you stop lying? Because lying's really bad.
I just feel like they always tell you what you want to hear, and, just be honest. Why do
We'll
you
stop
lie?
lying when girls stop flipping out, carrying knives, and making up the end of every intention or whatever we meant. So, guys, when we say something like, oh, yeah, da-da-da-da-da, we should never have to come back with, I didn't mean it that way. Because we know, especially, like, the more women that you've been around, shit comes out of your mouth, and you're like, by the way, I meant that like that, not like this. Because you learn to think like that. We don't even naturally think like that. So many women have, like, taken shit and then been like, I'm just looking for an excuse to internalize this and fucking stab this motherfucker. So, they stab, and then they flip out. They're like, oh, what you really meant to say was this. And it's like, no, not at all.
So you have enough bad relationships like that, and it's no wonder that
Those aren't even relationships.
guys
It's just
are
women in
lying.
general. You can just say
Well,
something and you're like,
yes,
oh, so what you
yes.
really meant, that ain't what you really said.
Yeah, I think a lot of the problem is girls, too. Girls need to learn how to behave properly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So everyone needs to just grow up a little.
It's very true.
Yeah, so stop lying. And that's great. Like, let's bridge the communication gap between men and women. It took me a long, long time to negotiate an honest answer from a woman. I would walk up and I would fail, and I don't know why. And, you can shrug that off. You can de-internalize it. You can internalize it. You can go, fuck that bitch, or, I guess I just didn't get it on this try. Or you can walk back up to her and be like, hey, look, pragmatically, I would very, very much appreciate it if you told me exactly why. That way I can use this for the future. Some girls won't talk to you. Some girls will. Some girls will feed you, complete bullshit. And they'll be like, oh, I'm just not interested right now. Or I'm just not on the market, or just
I'm
not
not
emotionally.
looking. I'm not looking right now.
I'm like, yeah, but if, fucking Heath Ledger walked in, you'd be like all up on it. So
Exactly.
it's like, so what did you really mean? What did I do? And you got to kind of probe for it. You got to pick for it. But when you actually do get those honest answers, that feedback is fucking incredible. And that'll help you get so much farther with your dating life. And it'll also help you get very, very comfortable, very self-aware. Walking up to her to ask her is going to give you so much more confidence. It's going to take a lot of bravery and courage to do that. You're going to become way more comfortable with yourself. Then you're also going to get a very, very relevant idea of where you stand with the opposite sex, which is awesome. And then you're going to get more comfortable talking to a girl in a really awkward situation, which makes it even better.
Totally.
And then you might actually find some pocket room for charm. Like, that's where charm is. It's in those really awkward, uncomfortable moments where you kind of like, that was my first overcompensation was I would get really, really nervous and really scared and I didn't know what to say. And then I would turn that into charm. And the first one was actually more like, party guy. You're like, yeah. You get really loud, but then that loudness turned into more of a charming, like, and it just streams out. But it streams out as a response to, hey, I think you're really, really pretty, and you're like super fucking intimidating right now, and I really want to take you out. And it's like I was never given that ego that was like, I can get any girl I want. What's up? She comes sit right here in my lap. Like that never came to me. It still hasn't. I'm still not like, what's up?
All I was thinking of was that video. I'm sitting on you. Whatever we were
That was
playing.
great. I'm sitting on you. Probably didn't quote that right. It's a YouTube video.
Something viral.
So, anything that you would like to tell the male race that they would be better without doing?
That's a loaded gun.
I feel like it's actually been a while since I've dated. This is like actually.
How long has it been?
For me. Well, less than a year, but still, it seems like it's been a while. I can't even answer that right now. Usually, I have a lot of complaints, but.
So you're like gotten into yourself, which is
yeah.
like
I think
good.
yeah. I guess it's just been a while now. Yeah.
Come on, you got to come up with something. What's something that every guy does? Not even in dating.
I don't know. I think one thing that this seems like consistent is that just the timeline of which guys become attracted and then the timeline of which girls become attracted. I feel like a lot of the times one of my biggest frustrations would be like if you're dating someone, you're really into it, and then if they pull back and then right when you lose interest then that's when they start to become over interested.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's really consistent and it happens almost every time. So I feel like if they were more how to say this, immediately grateful rather than when it, I feel like girls, once they leave and once they're not attracted, it's too late. And that's
It's
when
a
they
radar
become attracted.
thing, or when like someone else comes in and then there's a competition between guys. It's like, oh, okay, so now you're not available because you're talking to somebody else. Then they're going to show interest.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
The timeline of men
It's
and
a
women.
lot.
I wish people would just be more aware of it.
I agree. And the same thing happens with breakups. You break up with somebody. I've talked about this before. It's never been like a conclusive thing, but it's a theory of mine that, women miss you immediately. They want to talk right after, maybe 2 or 3 days. Guys, it takes about 2 weeks before we even care. And then we're like, oh shit, we should probably talk to her or something. By that time, she's already fucking cried her tears, and she's now
Exactly.
walking away, and she's fucking out with her friends. And now she's like, well, fuck you. If you cared, you would have said something. And he's over here sitting thinking like, I just needed a break. Like, I need to fucking clear my head. The other thing that most guys do the second they break up with a girl is go out and try and fuck somebody else. So there is that, which most women do not do. It's the complete opposite. Most women don't get laid for another couple months unless they already had somebody in the pocket. Which happens a lot too. I mean, that's the other fucked up part is like, while you're out there being a douchebag, there are 5 other guys who have her number who've been waiting in the wings this whole time so that they can take you out.
Or you could be a douchebagette, and you could be out there doing those things. You never know. Did I just say douchebagette? That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, douchebagette.
Damn.
A douchebagette. She is a douchebagette.
The music video will be up next week, I'm sure.
What do we?
see.
Yeah, we gotta find a song for that.
I don't know. Make it up.
Okay, so, yeah, what was the
An awareness of the timeline.
okay, awareness of the timeline.
Just how like everyone has a different timeline of attraction.
Perhaps that's something that can be manipulated on your part.
Perhaps.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. You got to play the game.
Might be.
Maybe
Throw
not-
up
maybe not
those
the
social media
game.
memes. Throw up those dags.
But yeah, I mean, definitely guys like to hunt. We like to, and some people do this naturally. Other people, they don't even want to dispense with the games. But some girls are very, very good at kind of lighting that, like, chase me thing, and they kind of sweep through, and it's like, and you just end up chasing them. They have that very, that kind of innate game playing thing where, and guys respond to it immediately, like, oh shit, I gotta go chase this girl. But you don't see that last a lot because, again, that's kind of an intro quality, and it doesn't do any favors for people that are
You
actually
can only
in a
hang on to
relationship.
threats for so long, and that's really what it is. It's a threat, right, of them not being there if you have to chase them, if they're immediately playing these games.
I think it's innate. Like, men want to be pushed. We want to see if we're capable.
Right, but being pushed and being threatened are 2 different things.
When you're in a relationship, it would be a threat, but at the same time, it can also be construed as self-respect. A woman says, hey, you know what? I want to be treated a certain way. I want this out of a relationship. If you're not willing to give this to me, then I'm going to have to go. Which is fair as well. And I feel like you said, communication is really important, kind of stating what you want out of a relationship in the very, very beginning and letting people know exactly where you stand. And then, to your point, not playing the games, the timeline shit. Like,
And I mean long term too, like once in long term relations, not in that short term, but
yeah. Like, you're ready to get married and he's like just thinking about,
Wiener
nothing.
Schnitzel.
Yeah, Wiener Schnitzel.
yeah, exactly. You said it.
So yeah. Yeah. All right, so we're almost done here. Are there any thoughts that you guys would like to add? Any specifics? You guys are both just saying. I should have given you guys questionnaires. So a lot of people don't know this about the show, but I really like to keep it kind of organic and on the spot. So a lot of times I don't give the guests a subject or a theme until right before the show, so that they kind of have to figure it out. I like to get to know them on the show. So I very, very briefly talk to them.
That's what's going on here.
Outside
That's what's happening.
in the lobby. Sometimes I don't really even talk to them. And then we get in here, and then we figure it all out because it's funner. It's more fun that way.
It's funner.
If there's too much rapport.
Grammar on that note
Yes.
is key.
Very. Or like made up words. I had a guy on a date one time was like, just for funsies. I was like, who says just for funsies?
What guy says funsies?
This guy that made my
That's
book.
an automatic no.
Funsies was not happening on that
Okay.
sushi date. Dunzos.
Oh yeah, the book of bad dates that Sarah has.
So many bad ones.
So many
Yes.
bad ones.
We should team
So
up,
little time.
write a book. I've had a lot too.
Oh,
Yeah?
this
All
is
right.
an expansive idea.
I own a publishing company,
Yes.
so let's do this.
All right.
Who's ready to write? All right, where can people find you? What have you got to promote? What's going on in life right now?
I am on Instagram at Allison Wonderland. That's ALISON_Wonderland with 3 Ds at the end.
Cool.
And I'm on Instagram as Kaylee Marie 44, and we just started a new bikini line on Instagram. It's called KB, KAIBEA. Nothing's for sale yet, but this year.
Ooh, fun.
Sarah will model.
I'm on Squad Heaven. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm Sarah Beth Harris still. Sarah with an H, because my parents loved me that much as a left-hander to put that little bit of ink on the left hand every time I write it. But it's cool. I'm good.
Wait, does an H really affect your ability to write your own name?
It is another letter to have to add more ink on the page to, and I'm left-handed, so yeah, I like getting ink.
Is
on
it harder for left-handed people to write?
It's harder for left-handed people to write.
It is.
It is, yes.
Ah,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
because you're writing like different. Yeah, I'm writing like this.
I never thought about that, but that would be really difficult.
It is difficult.
Interesting. We learn something new every day.
Yeah.
And as always, guys, you can find us at Modern Mail, at modern.mail on Instagram. You can find us at Mail Methodology on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook at Methodology of the Modern Mail or the Modern Mail Movement. You can find us at modernmailinc.com/radio. And you can find our sponsors at Flores Oath. What were we going to say?
I say our Vine. Our Vine. What's our Vine?
Oh, yeah, our Vines. We're actually starting a new brand. Sarah and Jared, we're going to do some Vines, some funny stuff. Be aware that it is all in jest. It is all very funny and comedic oriented. It's not to be taken seriously.
So it's Sarah Jared, right?
Yeah, it's
That's how we got
quite it's quite on the other side of the spectrum. Modern Mail
That's
Radio is very
you
nice.
get it.
We're doing good in the world. On our Vine channel, we're carving out a path of we're actually reenacting. So I'll kind of break it out here. We're kind of reenacting a lot of the bad dates. So all of the stuff that we've gotten over the years of Modern Mail Radio, the stuff that I've gleaned and talked to, and the stuff that Sarah's gotten, we've created characters, and we're actually doing scripted comedy and improv comedy on what not to do on.
It is the opposite of hashtag relationship goals. It is the anti-relationship goals.
Yeah. So like
Shit show.
Shit that you definitely shouldn't do.
Should not do any of these things.
So look forward to that. It's going to be exciting, and I've never really acted before.
Derogatory. It's very derogatory, but it's a good time.
But
Guaranteed laughter.
we're doing a good job. So cool. That'll be up soon, and you'll be able to find that. I mean, shit, by the time this is published, we might have Bro Method up. But there's well, there'll be time to promote all this. Anyways, guys, that's all for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Modern Mail Radio.
Bye.
You're listening to Modern Mail Radio with Jared Zavastosky, right here on LA Talk Radio.